with you.
At the beginning.
I mean, always at the beginning, right? No, in all seriousness, I know you don't want to sit here and talk to me, Tim, but from the very first minute I spoke to you a year ago, almost more than a year ago, I was left being like, who is this guy? He sounds like someone who's one of the good guys. And he's running this fair that I'd never heard about. I'd like you to answer the question of who is this guy? Who is Tim von Gaal, and why are we at Intersect Aspen?
Very quickly and very candidly and honestly, I am the luckiest person you've ever met. I really am. I have had great fortune in terms of the people I've worked with, you being one of them, by the way, and just have really had such great luck in finding a path that we love every day. I mean, it's never not without its challenges. So many negatives in there, triple negatives in there, but I think you know what I mean. Nobody goes into the art fair business with the idea that this is the retirement plan. But if you don't go into it with a genuine labor of love concept, you really should be looking for other work.
So how did you end up here, though?
Wow, that's a good question. When we used to own a company called Urban Expositions that was bought by a UK group, Clarion Events, and during that time we purchased a number of art fairs. One of them back in 2012 was Art Aspen. And when we sold our company, we were producing 35 events a year, and 5 of which were art fairs. It became evident after a short while that Clarion Events may not have wanted to go with the art portfolio, and it was an area that we loved.
It's not for everybody.
It's yes, that's true. Which I'm not sure what that says about me, but nonetheless, they were very gracious, and even during after the sale of our company to them, we got into a dialogue about reacquiring the art portfolio, and then another portfolio, which are the restaurant shows later. And the art portfolio has always been my favorite of all, and I hope nobody with the restaurant shows ever hears that, but which I love them too. But to be able to be with a group that creates such beauty and joy and messaging that's consistent with our core values, that it makes it a very, very special thing. And I don't mean to sound too whatever, but it really is. It's something we literally get excited about every day, and you just can't ask for anything more. So we, and I guess this will really show our love for this. We bought them back just in time for COVID.
Oh,
and
good timing.
And yeah, it's so I don't think anybody wants to ask me about my Super Bowl picks or other things, but we got through that period, and we've had just last year we got more directly involved. My brother and I, who's my partner, and that's another thing. You talk about great luck. My brother Dirk, who's the president of our company, who's absolutely one of the best human beings I've ever been around in my life. Be able to work with him on a daily basis has been just so phenomenal. And we got sort of reinserted in the business on a day-to-day basis last year, and had the best fair we've ever had, and the most joyous fair. I mean, it was just so fabulous. And then to get a even longer runway to produce this one with expanded galleries, with more artists on site, and I apologize, but having the opportunity to work with you. I mean, our origin story, I think, is a very funny one. It really is. It's an incredible gift. It really is, and I know that may sound a little Pollyanna, but it's just the absolute truth. So I'm sorry.
I feel like while we're on the truth, it is worth me saying and admitting that when you first got in touch with me, I was like, who is this guy? Never heard of Intersect. He's got fairs in strange places at strange times. Like, the art world's supposed to go on vacation in the summer, and here we are in Aspen. And I was pretty dismissive at first, but I was like, sure, I'll take the call. I've got an open mind. And within seconds, I was like, oh, he sounds like one of the good guys.
So kind.
And so I'm thrilled that we did hop on that call. But I'm even more thrilled that I'm here and experiencing what feels like a really different fair for a number of reasons, right? Like, this is not Miami Basel. This is not Frieze. And I love Frieze. And I love Basel.
As do we.
But this has a completely different vibe. Some of the same level artists. I mean, there's a Edward Curtis photograph in one of the booths here that like made me almost burst into tears. There's a Chagall. And then you have a number of emerging artists. And it's the diversity of what you're showing at this fair that kind of surprised me, if I'm honest. But I want to talk to you a little bit about what makes the Aspen iteration different from, say, Palm Springs, different from, say, Chicago. Did you do Chicago? You're thinking of doing Chicago again?
Chicago is on pause since, since COVID. But we have a path forward with SOFA, which is Sculptured Objects Functional Art, and that we're looking at something in 2027 on that. So we're really excited about that too. First of all, I think it's worth saying that, having had the opportunity to work in many different industries, everybody in every industry says that their industry is unique. And I got bad news for them. The only truly unique industry is the art industry. It really is. It's got very different dynamics. It's got very different rhythms. It's got very different perception points that differentiate it from any other industry that we've had the pleasure of working in. And I think that's also part of the draw. It's a more difficult field to navigate, but when you have success with challenges, it's much more rewarding. And also too, it's the most beautiful product that we've been involved with. So from that standpoint, it's different. But what makes Aspen different than any other place is, Aspen has such a wonderfully sophisticated, knowledgeable, and appreciative collector base. And, candidly, Aspen runs to very different rhythms than the rest of the country. We've been in an economic roller coaster for, a period of time. And the appreciation in the collector here understands that, the things they love, the things they want are going to have value to them forever. So, I mean, it's not that you get a speed bump because of different things going on in the financial world, the economic world, or whatever else. It's you see a group that really can respond. So that's what I think. And, we also have, in a very different way, a similar situation in Palm Springs, but they're very different. I mean, not only topographically, obviously, but they're very different.
Would you ever dip your toe into a major city? I mean, Chicago's a big city, but I'm talking like the Londons, the Paris, the Berlin.
I've got to say that the world does not need another art fair. What it needs is the art fair. What it needs is the art fair that answers or fills a void where it goes. And we will be having some announcements hopefully soon regarding something in 2027 in a more major, when I say major, a larger urban environment that I think could be very exciting, but that's for others to judge, not me. And I think it's, I think as it relates to the international side, I think, and maybe this is short-sighted, but we see our mission really more as bringing those gallerists, those artists here, as opposed to competing with the very well-established fairs that do wonderfully and are so well-respected abroad. So,
Okay, last question, and I'm putting you on the spot. Actually, there's probably two questions. One is, give me some stats. How many galleries do we have? How many artists are we showing?
We have 39 gallery spaces. We have 37 galleries represented. We also have some of our cultural partners that have art installations that are here as well. We have more artists on site in attendance than we've ever had, and as you and I have spoken before, it is such a connectivity when you acquire works to really meet and speak to the creator, and that's been wonderful. So I know that's not giving you a stat. I don't want to sound like I'm avoiding the question, but I mean, we have at least I would say 24 artists on site here, and we probably have a couple hundred artists represented as well. And some of the artists are who are not here but are rather fascinating. So, for example, Michael Stipe, he's got not only his photography but his three-dimensional work represented with Jackson Fine Art. We have Pierce Brosnan's work that is over with Ruel and Company, and oh my gosh, Shepard Fairey, who is just phenomenal and has such a great Aspen connection. He's over with 212 Gallery. So, you
and
know.
his mural,
Oh,
which I found this morning.
wow. I mean,
great.
his second mural here, and you talk about, and it became Shepard Fairey Day on July 25th. Officially, Aspen has dedicated that, and so it was really, really cool. And that if you haven't had a chance to see the works, it is just so incredible, really,
Awesome.
really. So,
And without putting you on the spot, but putting you on the spot, can you play favorites? Just one work that you have run into this week that you thought, wow.
this is one of the greatest dangers of being an art fair organizer, because you're exposed to way too much beautiful work. Even though you may not see yourself as a collector, meaning me, you end up collecting. There are so many wonderful choices. I mean, Shepard Fairey, and the Pierce Brosnan work, I think, is just really wonderful. But we have Ruel, who's doing that incredible wood turning, which we have a piece from a very well-known wood turner from Georgia as well, and I get very drawn to that. But I have to say, I don't have favorite children, so I can't say this is like picking a favorite child. But I love my two children equally. I would have to say the Sig Harvey photograph on the tennis court sparks my heart every time I see it. And then it's probably countered with Topher Strauss's work that just also brings such genuine and great joy every time I walk by. And then I can go on and on and on and on. I mean, how lucky are we? I mean, you've got Anthony James there. You've got Cristina Mittermeier, our award winner, right there. I mean, and she's been on site and just absolutely wonderful. And then we'll have Maryam Eisler here a little bit later doing her book signing, and somebody who did a foreword to that book and has worked so closely with her. We're so excited about that. I mean, it goes on, and I'm sure I'm doing somebody horrible injustice but you did put me on the spot. So,
like I said, one of the good guys.
oh, you're too sweet.
On that note, you're off the hook.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Oh,
thank
are
you
you
for sitting
kidding?
down. He also didn't want to do this, so good job, Tim.
Well, thank you. But really, I cannot thank you, Scene, Brittany, for being here enough, because it's just it's so added such a wonderful dimension to our fair. And thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.